everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are live here at the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center for GoLocal Prov. I am your host, Laura Afonso, and I hope that everyone tuning in today had a happy and enjoyable New Year's Eve as we ring in 2019.
Yes.
We are talking about some health trends, things to keep us positive, moving forward, and always having a balanced, healthy lifestyle. So for our first guest today, we have Kiel Vodka. I have Max and Tom. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Cheers.
Happy to have him.
Absolutely.
Be here.
Happy
Yes,
New
great.
Year to you both.
Happy New Year to you as well. Thanks for having
Definitely,
us.
Of course. So let's start off, before we really get into the spirits of vodka, I want to hear about both of yourselves and your roles at Kiel.
Okay. Well, I'm one of the co-founders
Yes, of
with
course.
my partner, Bill Dessel, who's on vacation.
Oh,
Loving
nice.
Florida right now.
Sunshine.
William. And Billy and I were college buddies.
Okay.
And we're both from Rhode Island. I had moved back from Manhattan, reconnected with Bill, who was running a restaurant in Barrington at the time.
Awesome.
We were having a lot of fun together, talking about stuff. But as an owner of a restaurant, he was seeing no innovation in the vodka, in the spirit world.
The same things.
And it was flavors. It was getting a little crazy. And then we had talked about other things like the popularity of light beer and how that didn't exist in the spirit world,
It's
that
true.
option.
Right.
You know, so I wanted to open a bar at some point called Kiel. And he was like, hey, I talked to my wife about it. You know, like if there was a light goose or a light kettle, would you drink it? She's like, absolutely, I would.
Hands
Wife is
down.
always right.
And the wife is
Wife,
right.
listen to the wife,
And he's
yes.
like, and I love the name Kiel.
Yeah.
So
And so that's how it was
that's kind of
born.
how it started. Yeah, we saw a bit of a hole in the market.
Yeah.
That was addressed in the beer world, but wasn't
Right.
so much in the spirit world. And Kiel was born.
Right, because light beer is just,
It's
crazy.
3 out of the top 5 beers are
Exactly.
light beer, yes.
And
And guys and gals drink it.
absolutely.
The same, so.
And so it doesn't really exist in the spirit world.
Correct.
And now
It
we
does.
have Kiel
Yes.
to fill that.
That's exactly right.
Yes. Now, Max, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you came to work for Kiel and what you're doing here.
Sure. Well, Tom gave the very simplified version of the story. A lot has happened since Kiel started. But I fell in love with the beverage industry. I fell in love with brand marketing, experiential marketing back in college. And I was getting ready to accept a job to work for a very big Budweiser distributor.
Ah, okay.
And I decided right after I met Bill and Tom and Matt, the other co-founder, to do a total 180 in terms of my career path. And instead of working for a large established company, to go back and work for this small unknown brand with a concept that I just fell in love with.
Absolutely.
So I'm very happy that I made that decision.
Yes.
Because I've learned a ton about this industry, which is a lot of fun. I've learned a lot about myself and a lot about where this company is going to be going, because we had a good year in 2018.
Yes,
but
we did.
And
Yeah.
2019 is going to
2019
be
is gonna
even
be
better.
Even better,
beyond
for
our
sure.
expectations, we hope.
And you got to work with a small local business and help them grow from a small business to a big business.
Definitely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And we're not big on titles, so everyone's kind of
Yeah.
everyone does everything.
Everyone's a big part of the whole show, for sure.
Big vodka family.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Awesome.
Right.
So you are a premier light beverage. Can you tell me a little bit about what makes Kiel unique and different?
Okay, so we're less calories,
You're
but we're
less
also
calories,
yes,
okay.
we're less octane as well. We're 23.8%, which we think in today, and when Bill and I first had the idea, it was kind of calorie based, but it's the health conscious wave
Yeah.
has caught up to us.
It
We
definitely
were out in
does.
front of it a
It's
little
huge.
bit, and it's also again that option where everyone's busy, and we're Kiel, obviously Kiel of a boat, stay balanced is our tagline,
Yes.
which works well with, dovetails with the whole health conscious thing where
Absolutely.
everyone's busy, everyone's got jobs, kids, but you also want to get out, don't want to miss anything,
of course.
don't want to ruin the next day though,
We all
so
feel that.
that's where Kiel comes in and fits that niche a little bit. And Max has been doing great stuff. We do a lot of stuff with fitness people, things like that, Equinox clubs,
Yep,
things
up in
like that.
Boston.
Max has been making a lot of relationships.
Which to some people seems kind of strange. Why would you want to mix fitness and vodka? But these days, people want to do it all. It's not about giving up one thing for another. It's really
Right.
about how do you balance everything in a busy and active life. We have a
Exactly.
lot of stuff going on. We love the fitness community because they take care of their bodies, but they also still like to go out.
They like to party, yeah.
So
Definitely.
they take care of themselves, but not at the expense of having a very, very active social life. So Kiel's a great and smarter option, and that's why we love this time of year in particular, because January, New Year's resolutions, we like to think of Kiel as the one resolution that you're going to love to keep.
I don't mind if I do. Please. And I really think that that is a great way to think about it. You know, people who are in the fitness community who are really, you know, interested in caring for their bodies and taking care of themselves, and they don't want to necessarily sacrifice that with extra calories and alcohol and you know, that icky feeling sometimes we get the day after.
Of course.
And this can really go hand in hand where you can enjoy yourself and you're not sacrificing that, you know, great day of clean eating. At the end of the day, you want to go out with your friends, enjoy some cocktails.
Exactly, very well said.
You don't have to really worry.
It doesn't exist just with the fitness world. It exists for everybody. Everyone, yeah, totally. It's a nice option for sure.
So tell me about how the alcohol percentage can help with maybe, let's say, that hangover.
Well, one interesting thing that we talk about, and we're drinking it now on the rocks, which is great. You don't have to bury it with sugar because it's not that strong, so you don't have to bury it with mixers. But most distillers...
It's a cocktail, but this is the way to do it.
Yes. Most distillers taste their vodka at 20 to 22%.
Okay.
Because at 40%, it's too strong to taste. So, but it's just it's that option where it's lighter. And again, you don't ruin the next day. It's smoother, imminently more drinkable.
Exactly.
So
it's that perfect balancing point, really, between flavor. You can taste all the nuance and the raw ingredients that it's made from. Idaho russet potatoes. We pull our water from an aquifer on the grounds of the distillery, so this vodka is bottled at the source.
Right.
Oh, wow.
100% American made, everything.
The
bottle, label, everything.
The shrink wrap,
Amazing.
everything. The cork is 100% American made, and that was kind of part of the philosophy where make it here and make it with the best possible ingredients.
Of course.
So bottled at 23.8% alcohol, as Tom said, it's a precise kind of master distiller sort of magic number. It's that perfect balancing point of flavor and drinkability, right? And it's a better alcohol content for people's lifestyles. They want to live a lighter, more balanced life. They want to be able to do it all. They want to have a drink, stay at the party a little bit longer, and get up the next day and still make it to their 7 a.m. workout.
Yes.
That's the whole point of Keel. That's the Keel lifestyle. Tom's been
living
it for his entire life, and
look at you.
Trying.
We're trying to keep up.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I really think I like that, the drinkability, being able to go out with your friends and have a couple of them rather than saying, okay, well, if I have 2 or 3 or 4 of these, I'm going to be completely like out of my mind and, you know, have a rough day the next day. This is a little bit, you know.
Nobody really wants that.
Nobody wants that. No.
Probably a more sensible option if you're going to be doubling up or possibly tripling up or more. Kick it into a lower gear as opposed to, you know, giving up, you know, alcohol entirely instead of cutting yourself off in January. Reach for something lighter, a little bit more sensible, a little bit more of a better match for your lifestyle, and you can balance it all.
Right. And you GoLocal fans, stick to those resolutions this year. You got this.
You can keep them.
You can keep them
if you have Keel vodka. Definitely. So tell me a little bit about what you guys like to drink when you're mixing up Keel cocktails.
I'm old school, so I like it on the rocks with a piece of fruit. That's it.
And it's that smooth.
It's that drinkable,
kind of
yes. Whatever your favorite fruit is, squeeze it in.
A little bit.
This is the Keel Classic, which we have an orange slice and mint, which is very nice.
Gives that little hint, so it's not overpowering.
Right.
You know,
but it's clean. It's just there's no other mixers, and it's clean, and you can drink it. It's it's
even
wonderful.
Even non-vodka drinkers will drink this on the rocks. People who have totally sworn off spirits and would never drink vodka on its own or any spirit on its own. They'll try Keel, we're getting them back to our side, and it's been incredible to watch. This, honestly, all year long, Keel on the rocks with an orange slice, a little bit of mint on top, maybe in the spring or summertime. Tom and I drink
by the pool, on the dock, on the boat, wherever you want, in the mountains. It's refreshing.
It's amazing. And I think that vodka on the rocks is very intimidating to a lot of people. So it's the kind of thing that once you try it, you're like, wow, this is actually completely drinkable, very approachable. I can actually handle it. Absolutely.
Now you have in your hand, Max is, besides being great at everything he does with the events, he's an amateur mixologist as well. Becoming professional.
Becoming professional, on his way. All right. So what do we have here?
That you have is a riff on a Moscow Mule. So everyone knows in a Moscow Mule you've got ginger beer, you've got a squeeze of lime, vodka, maybe a little bit of bitters on top depending on what country you're in. But this is a reinterpretation of all those flavors, but primed for New Year's resolution time.
Perfect.
So this is ginger kombucha, squeeze of lime with Keel vodka, a sprig of mint on top. It's got very little added sugar, very, very low in calories, great flavor, light and drinkable. And really, if you want a little bit sweeter, a touch of agave, but not much. So again, this is a smarter approach to a classic cocktail everyone knows, and you can make it right at home with some ginger kombucha.
How's it taste?
It tastes really, really lovely.
Could you have 1 or 2 of those?
I could have a handful. Of course.
You got work to do later
I guess
today.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, no. But I really like that because so many cocktails are really, bogged down with sugary juices and mixes and all of that.
Exactly.
And that really, not only does that hinder your fitness or like healthy lifestyle goals that you might have,
right.
but also, we were talking about that day after, those sugars can really, really create a problem.
That could be a big part of the hangover too.
Exactly.
People don't realize the alcohol is tough on your body, but the rebound is affected by how many calories and carbohydrates you take in. So Keel being no carbs, no sugar, and only 58 calories, it's just a smarter option. Yeah, it's under 60 calories.
That's
you have
amazing.
under 60 calories in this glass, under 100 calories in your glass.
And
that's perfect.
Again, talking about the health conscious wave that's come, there's a lot of stuff going on with menus now.
Yes.
Which, referencing what Max said, is that if you've got a lot of locations, you've got to put the calorie count on not just food, but on your drinks.
On your beverages.
And people don't want to see what it is
I
because
know,
it can
because
be
you
bad.
Think of that, you're not really
the margaritas
soda
and whatnot,
that you're having,
yeah.
all of that, it really adds up very, very
Big
quickly.
time,
Very
yes.
quickly. And especially if you're really enjoying your beverage and you want to have another, you don't want to have to think, I already drank my calories.
That's exactly right.
This is perfect. And I really like that you're using a kombucha for the mixer with this. We just had Fully Rooted on last week, and they have a really lovely ginger kombucha, so that's like ideal.
Yeah, they're great. Those guys are
Big
great.
fans of Fully Rooted.
Yeah,
yes, they're fantastic.
Kombucha, mix it with some Keel.
Yes.
Have a great resolution style cocktail.
Absolutely. Now, where can we find you guys?
We're available at major retailers all across the state. If you're not sure if your local store carries Keel, you can go to our website, keelvodka.com.
Put in your zip code.
Put in your
Do we have a little finder?
Absolutely. Definitely check out our Instagram page at Keel Vodka. We're always posting new events, new accounts that we're winning all across the region. But put your zip code in, find a retailer near you, or if your store that you want to have carry Keel that doesn't sell Keel, just go in there and ask them. Honestly,
you can ask them.
That's been
absolutely, yes.
How important that is.
As our fans support us, yes, if they talk about it, ask for it.
It's word of mouth. It spreads that way.
The proprietor will do it, for sure.
Ask your local liquor store to carry Keel.
Yes.
We'll thank you for it, and we'll thank you.
Ask your local bartender as well.
Of course, even more so,
Make your
yes.
cocktails when you're having dinner, if you're out with friends, pour Keel at the bar.
Yes.
Exactly.
Perfect. That's great. Well, thank you both so much for joining me today.
Oh my gosh,
and
thank you
making
so much for
lovely
having us.
cocktails.
Yeah,
Of course.
tremendous.
Yes, thank you so much.
Cheers, everybody.
Everyone check out
2019.
Keel. Where
Stay
can we
balanced.
Find you on Instagram so that we can make sure we
He's the man.
Follow us at Keel Vodka on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Perfect. So make sure we all stay up to date with Keel Vodka, everything that they've got going on, their mixing, their events, and all of their healthy lifestyle to stay balanced while enjoying yourself.
Yes. Thanks,
right.
Laura,
Thank
so
you
much. Appreciate it.
And don't go anywhere.
Cheers.
We have our next
Happy
guest
New Year.
coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning back in. We are live here at the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center with our second guest, Chanel from Augusta Street Kitchen. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we are talking about healthy lifestyles, New Year's resolutions, and how we're keeping ourselves fit and really living a great life. So first, I want to talk about a little bit about yourself and how you came to open Augusta.
Sure. I was diagnosed with celiac disease about 17, 18 years ago. I was living in New York, working for a few functional medicine doctors. Kind of became obsessed with the fact of that food can kind of heal and food is medicine.
Absolutely.
So after that stint of doing product development and developing recipes for physicians and for different folks for their books, I think New York living kind of took a toll on me, and it was time to move into a slower pace. So we decided to come back to Rhode Island about 3 years ago, and I said, you know, there's not enough places that I can eat at, so why don't I just open one up?
Take matters into your own hands.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now, 17, 18 years ago, diagnosed with celiac, that, you know, I feel like even today, getting that diagnosis is kind of, it can be tricky to actually find out whether or not you're positive for celiac.
Right.
So I imagine, you know, years ago, it may have even been even more difficult. So it's a hard thing to live with. It's a hard thing to realize, exactly pinpoint what is going on. So how did you really cope and figure out, and I know that you were working with doctors, and to really hone in on how to manage that lifestyle?
So I got rid of a lot of foods in addition to gluten. So it was like dairy and most grains and different gums and preservatives and things in food. Also, you know, like fragrances, perfumes, a lot of things that were affecting my health as well. So I was very fortunate that I worked for a lot of these physicians, and then I was able to pretty much benefit from their knowledge and training under them. So I am very fortunate for that. As far as managing it, it's not easy the first couple of years, I got to tell you.
Imagine.
You know, it's frustrating the first 2 years, and then after, you know, you start to look for different things to eat, and it's a lot of trial and error. I can't tell you how many times I've thrown things out. I've made hockey pucks, which
Right,
end up in the
with
trash.
baking, it's all, you know, chemistry. It's all science of
Right.
measuring ingredients, and if you're using substitutes or something like that, it could
Yep.
be completely different from what you would normally use.
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, I think, you know, you mourn the first year, and then you realize, oh, you know what, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
I actually don't want certain things. So
You don't even crave them anymore.
you really
Once
don't. You
you're-
honestly
once
really
you go
don't.
long enough without them.
Yep,
Definitely.
absolutely.
Yes. Now, something I really like about Augusta Street Kitchen is that you encourage people to count chemicals and not count calories. So
Correct.
talk to me about what we're putting in our food and what's valuable and what we should really be keeping in mind and thinking about when we're eating and consuming the food that we are.
That is such a good question.
Yes.
So when I source materials, I look at where they're coming from, calling manufacturers, calling the farms. We do get our pasture-raised meats from a local farm. Try to stay local as much as possible. Local is better because it travels less to your table. It's basically being informed of where things are made, how they're processed, where they're coming from. A lot of phone calls. It basically happens when I'm putting things together to look for ingredients. So I'm really, really particular. So kind of a stickler.
So you have to do your research before you're creating and putting out a product.
Absolutely, yeah, for every ingredient, yep. And even when you're substituting things, like, you know, you don't want to use cane sugar somewhere in a dessert, so you want to use maple syrup, and it's like, okay, well, let's try maple syrup in this. Oh, well, that's a liquid. It's not the same as, you know, something
Right.
dry, so let's adjust that. And adjust it again for 3-4 months, and then 6 months later you taste it, and then you're like, and I'm going to adjust it again.
Lots of tweaking, trial and error, and finding the right, perfect balance of where you want to have it.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Definitely. Well, I'm a big supporter of that, and really being aware of what you're putting into your body, and being conscious of the ingredients that are in the food that we're eating.
Sure.
So kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
But tell me a little bit about Augusta Street and what you're serving, what you're cooking, and and where you're located.
We're in Providence, Rhode Island. We are a tiny standalone building, a little red brick building, 361 Academy Ave, nestled between like Chalkstone and LaSalle Academy. We are all of 500 square feet. We do pump out everything that we make right in that location.
That is
which
impressive.
It literally is a kitchen.
Tiny, and you get so much done in there. So that's huge. It's very impressive that you can pull that off.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do everything there. We also do catering. So meals, desserts. We have our baked goods. So we have our donuts. Meal preps we do, for a lot of folks that are also doing like Whole30, a lot of our stuff is already naturally Whole30 and grain-free, paleo-friendly, and then also vegan options as well. So yeah, I mean, we kind of dabble a little in everything just to make sure everyone can have something to eat.
Definitely. So especially accommodating to those people who may have dietary restrictions or allergies, you're able to kind of give them an extra option of, look, I can make food that you can eat and also really enjoy.
And it tastes good. Yeah, I think the most important thing is, like when I work with private clients, there's always a pushback as far as, I'm going to change my diet. But everything healthy tastes so awful. And then when I put things together for them, they're like, oh, I love this. I can eat this all the time.
They're like, this is what this is tasting like?
Right.
Like, I think it's funny when anyone tastes like something gluten-free or vegan. They think like, you're eating grass if you're vegan. And it's like, no, you can actually have something that tastes
real
really,
food.
really good. And it's going to be good for you, good for your body. Definitely.
Yep, absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about, your savory. Before we get into the sweet, the savory. What do we have for catering? What do we have for, I know you said a lot of things are Whole30. Talk to me about that.
Sure. So catering is pretty custom depending on the event. So we've done every event is unique. Mm-hmm. It could be a baby shower, it could be a celebration of life, it could be a wedding. So I like to work with everyone and customize to make sure that everyone at the event will have an amazing experience with their food and also not get sick, which is really important. I also do some things like meetings and stuff where folks have like a chronic illness or things like that, or autoimmune conditions, where they're like, hey, we have this meeting, once a month or something, and it's really hard for us to go out to eat because of all of our restrictions. Can you work with us? And that's kind of where we shine too. So we're like, yeah, absolutely. Like I deal with a lot of folks that have like chronic illness, autoimmune issues that the regular gluten-free menu doesn't necessarily cover.
Right.
So that's kind of like our specialty as well.
That's really awesome.
So for savory and for sweet, but definitely, savory is kind of making its way, and we're getting a little more popular there. So
awesome. I'm happy to hear that. So tell me about what we have on the plate over here.
Okay, so those are our paleo meatballs. So we actually get our meat, it's pastured.
Awesome, we love pastured.
And that's local. So that's all, as far as the tomato sauce, is all very simple. Tomatoes, olive oil, garlic, fresh basil goes into that and chopped. We do not use breadcrumbs or even gluten-free breadcrumbs or anything in those.
Wow.
And then that's a turmeric sauerkraut.
Turmeric is such a great ingredient.
Yes, and fermented foods is really important for gut health.
Digestive.
So we include that as far as our sides, or like roasted vegetables, like seasonal vegetables and things. So yeah.
That is
awesome.
Everything
in there.
So this is all good stuff packed right into one dish.
Yes.
Beautiful. I love that. Can't wait to try these. I'm big on red sauce. And really I think that it's important when you're making a red sauce. It's just simple ingredients. You don't need to jazz it up with sugars and extra fats and oils and all that kind of stuff. It's just really the tomatoes and bringing out those flavors with garlic and a little bit of salt and basil, and it's just right the way it is.
I think if you have good ingredients, that's the most important. You don't need to cover anything up.
Right. Yep. Right. So talk to me a little bit about the sweet treats that you've brought with you, because these look incredible, and they are all gluten-free?
Everything we do is gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, mostly grain-free as well.
Wow. So how do you manage to pull that? I can't even get over it. All of those dairy-free, soy-free, gluten-free, grain-free. That's so many things that, are big, that makes so many people limited when they have those dietary restrictions, and they can come in and have so many options that are amazing.
Yeah.
So really, really impressed with that. You're able to do, all of that in your little bakery.
Yeah,
you get to work.
I'm used to small spaces, so it's totally okay with me.
Good. Definitely.
So we have our regular grain-free chocolate chip cookies.
Awesome.
These are pure almond flour.
Ooh.
And then our paleo chocolate chip cookies, the difference between those is the chocolate is a little bit less, it's actually less sweet, and it's a dark chocolate, and it's a chunk.
So this makes, that's paleo. What makes it paleo exactly? The chocolate chips?
So the chocolate chips, because there's no refined sugar. So this has organic cane in it, but these, we go a step further where it doesn't, if you're trying to avoid cane sugar for any particular reason, even if it's organic, we do offer a lot of options that don't have the cane as well.
That's amazing.
Sure. This is the caramel cheesecake, which is both paleo and vegan.
Paleo and vegan.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's like a soaked organic cashews, a coconut cream. The caramel is made naturally with a little bit of coconut cream and a little bit of either maple syrup or coconut sugar.
Wow.
Just stirred down and cooked down. Yep.
That's amazing. Is there a crust in that, or is it just straight like the cheesecake, like the smooth, creamy?
Good question. There actually is a crust, and we just do crust on the bottom.
Perfect.
So the crust on the bottom is actually made from raw almond, date, and macadamia.
Beautiful.
So, and that is not cooked at all. So when the crust goes in, you actually, this does a funny, like cute thing, where once you get it home, you can turn it over on your plate, and then the crust on the top looks really pretty.
Really?
Yep. So you can kind of eat it two different ways, where you.
It's a little hack.
Yep.
You can turn it over.
Turn it over, serve it, and it looks really nice. Or you can
Awesome.
eat it, which
Just
most
straight.
people eat straight with a spoon, straight from that.
Into a little container. That's beautiful.
Which mostly happens. Yeah, I don't think they even
yeah.
know that other little trick. It never gets to that point.
Like,
So.
didn't even dawn on me. So what do we have over here? These chocolatey, delicious things.
That is our chocolate birthday cake donut. And that is the, so the frosting is, go for it. Frosting is
Chocolate all over my mouth.
coconut cream, and our ganache is also dairy-free. That's a flourless donut. We do not fry any of our donuts. We don't use canola oil, xanthan gums, or any of the refined vegetable oils as well. So, yep.
And they're baked donuts.
And they're baked,
They're not fried. They're not that like heavy, greasy donut.
No, they're more cakey. So, and everyone's different. Some people want fried, some people want. So we tried to kind of put a healthy spin so everyone can enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have some muffins for breakfast over here.
Yep. So those are the blueberry muffins. Those are actually very lightly sweetened with just a little bit of maple syrup, and those are kind of pretty darn good. I'd say that's one of our good sellers as well, because you just want a muffin without that heavy sugariness to it. Yeah. And those are also grain-free and paleo as well.
Wow.
Yep.
That's awesome. And these two guys over here, they look like little cakes.
Those are the loaves. So this is actually the banana bread loaf, our mini banana bread loaf. So we make that with flax, and we also make it with almond flour. So that's a super high fiber, very filling, and a lot of organic pureed bananas. So that one's kind of a hit. I think you like that one.
I've had that one before myself. I've never had this one. What is that?
And that's the chocolate quinoa loaf. So it's actually made with quinoa and cocoa. So that's and then eggs. So it's actually very fudgy, like a brownie.
Awesome.
But
I love like fudgy,
thick like a brownie, but not exactly a brownie. So we don't do brownies, but people always come in and say, "Can I get the brownie?" And I just know what they're talking about.
You got it, definitely. Now you also do coffee drinks as well. Are you still doing coffees?
We do. Are you referring?
I love your iced coffee. It is just so like creamy and delicious, and I see you making it, and you have all these steps, and you're not just pouring it out of a container, you're not just like out of a spigot. You are making like a special iced coffee, and Rhode Islanders, it's January. I'm still drinking my iced coffee in the morning. Please, winter is not going to stop me. So tell me about your iced coffee and what you do to it to make it so delicious.
So we have an organic, our cold brew is organic. We do brew for a full 24 hours. And then the one you're probably talking about is the one with collagen.
Yes.
Okay, so we have different options. So we have like regular ghee, chocolate ghee, which is kind of a really big thing now, the chocolate ghee. You have to come in.
Chocolate ghee. Okay,
chocolate
I haven't
ghee.
had that yet, but before we get into chocolate ghee, can you explain a little bit what ghee is?
So ghee is clarified butter.
Clarified butter.
So if you can't handle lactose, most people are okay with ghee because the milk solids have been removed.
Okay.
So that goes into the hot coffee. I don't know if you've ever done the hot coffee. You usually do the cold.
I usually do the cold, yeah.
So the ghee doesn't go in that one, but we do the collagen in yours, and everything gets blended with ice, and it makes this super amazing frothy goodness. And
you're using a blender. You're using
we use an immersion
blender.
Yep.
And so it's not just like, we shake it and it gets a little froth. No, this is like blended
this
together.
much froth.
It's frothy. It is like creamy and delicious. it's amazing, and then you put the collagen. So what does adding collagen do to your coffee, I guess?
So it actually, the collagen that we add in there, we get from grass-fed animals, and it actually adds 10 grams of protein to the coffee.
That many?
Yep, and then actually it doesn't, normally when you have, like a highly caffeinated drink like our cold brew is, you can get the spike where, you're like really jittery and great, and then you crash. So the collagen, along with a little bit of fat from the milk that you're putting in there, kind of helps to keep the energy even so you don't get the crash. And that's why probably everyone comes in and they always say, wow, I love this. I worked 13 hours on this and I feel great.
Yes.
So
because that coffee, it is strong, and it really does last. It's, a durable coffee. I drink it and I give it however long to set in, and then I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm like ready for the day.
Ready for my errands.
It is really on one. And so then in the hot coffee, you put the ghee so that it melts.
So the hot coffee gets an option of regular ghee or chocolate ghee, and then the milk of choice, which is either grass-fed organic or a non-dairy coconut almond, that gets blended as well. Same thing, frothy, and I think that one is a great kind of substitute if somebody wants a cappuccino and they want that frothiness. Because we don't do cappuccinos or espressos. We're so tiny that we wouldn't have the room for it. But
definitely.
But people love that because they always feel like they're getting like a cappuccino with that one. So
it's so tasty. Yeah. That is awesome. So tell us where we can find you on Instagram, on Facebook, so that we can follow you, keep up to date with everything you've got going on.
Sure. Our Facebook is Augusta Street Kitchen. And our Instagram is Augusta ST Kitchen, at Augusta ST Kitchen.
Awesome. So we'll have to follow them on Instagram, follow them on Facebook. Make sure you know what kind of treats, sweets, and savory options that they have coming up. And what are our hours of operation? Where can we find you?
Sure. So we just recently changed our hours up because we're working on some new stuff for the new year, which is exciting, but we can't release that information yet.
For now. That's why we have to follow you to stay up to date.
Right. Yes. So we're open Thursdays and Fridays, 8 to 5, Saturdays, 8 to 3, and Sunday, 8 to 2. So we're closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay. And until then, we'll be able to, get all of our goodie needs in the meantime.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today
and
so bringing all of these treats. I'm so excited to try it, to dig in.
I hope you're hungry.
And I know that Kate Nagel is definitely excited to try some of these treats. She finally gets her gluten-free options.
Yay!
Yes, awesome. Well, thank you so much, and don't go anywhere because we have our third and final guest coming right up. Thanks for tuning back in. We are live here at the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center with our third and final guest, Shannon from Wicked Fresh Cafe. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So before we get started talking about Wicked Fresh, I want to hear about yourself, your background, your interests, and your involvement at Wicked Fresh.
All right. So in 2014, I was 204 pounds, and I decided it was time to, you know, get back to the gym and start eating a little healthier. I started slow, took it one day at a time. Slow and steady was definitely my advice. Then I started getting more into healthy food, started trying a lot more healthy local restaurants, and I just grew a passion for it, and ever since I've been just slowly learning more and getting better at it and eating healthier and healthier every day.
Definitely.
You know?
So you have your own personal experience of a fitness or healthy lifestyle journey that has led you to where you are today. And I'm sure that experience alone really gives you a lot of knowledge of the health food industry.
Yeah, so I mean, just like learning to eat healthy when you're first getting into it is hard for everybody, you know? And so that's why I think healthy restaurants like Augustus Street Kitchen and us and, you know, all the other places that serve healthy food are so great, because it really does, like she said, show you that healthy food doesn't have to taste healthy. Right. It doesn't have to be gritty green or, you know.
Yeah. Or that you're eating a salad every day. Oh, you know, you can indulge. You can have those little paleo cookies. You can have the good stuff. It still tastes good. That's good for your body.
When my cooks was like, "Are you gonna bring a salad?" I was like, "No, I'm not gonna bring a salad. I'm gonna show them there's so many more options to eat other than just salad. It doesn't have to be that every day." And then Wicked Fresh came in the summer of 2016, and it's just been great ever since.
Amazing. So what is your role at Wicked Fresh?
So I'm currently the manager at Wicked Fresh. I do everything from developing new products, social media management, you know, all of the above.
So you wear many hats.
Very many hats. Sometimes I'm just serving you some smoothies. Yeah. So, but yeah.
So Wicked Fresh is a health food cafe. Tell me a little bit about what they're serving, what we've got going on. Are we serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, all of the above?
So we kind of do all of the above. Since I've been back, I've been really trying to focus on building a new breakfast menu, bringing some new cool alternatives to breakfast. We also serve lunch. Lunch is usually our most popular time of the day, but we're open till 7 p.m., so you can always come and grab a nice, quick, healthy meal too.
Yeah, definitely.
Wicked Fresh is all about making healthy food as fast and convenient as possible. So I'm always trying to figure out how I can make it as quick as possible. So even on your busiest days, you can still stay focused on your health goals.
Absolutely. That's really great, because I think a lot of us fall victim to fast food. You know, I'm running between appointments. I don't have time to go grab a lunch, so I'll just stop at the drive-thru somewhere and grab a quick burger or something like that. And, you know, fast food, we all know it's not good for you, but it is very convenient. So Wicked Fresh gives us the option of having fast food that is actually healthy and good for you and sustaining for your body.
And from a drive-thru.
So you have a drive-thru.
We also have a drive-thru. So you don't even have to get out of your car. You can come
just pull
right
around
through the drive-thru.
and you can get all of your delicious, healthy sustenance for the day.
Exactly.
So there's really no excuses here.
No.
Because, you know, if you're busy, you have that, you know, hectic schedule, you don't have time to cook dinner, you don't have time to make a breakfast in the morning, which we know is the most important meal. You can whip right through the drive-thru and grab it all.
Exactly. Yep.
That is awesome. So tell me a little bit about what you've brought with you today.
Okay, so I brought a bunch of new stuff for you today.
Oh, this is new
Pretty much everything that you have in front of you is new to Wicked Fresh Cafe.
Okay, so you saw it first at GoLocal.
Oh, you did, actually.
So now you can go to Wicked Fresh, you can pull through the drive-thru and say, I saw this on GoLocal. I knew it's brand new.
Brand new. So I will start with the newest item.
Yes.
And breakfast. So our newest item for breakfast is going to be sweet potato toast.
Sweet potato toast. I love that.
Yeah,
That's
so the
amazing.
base is sweet potato, so you don't have to eat bread, you know, like you can get rid of the whole bread for
the
breakfast
greens,
thing.
all of that, you know.
Yep.
So what do you have
One
on top?
of them is called the Excellence. So this one is hummus as the base, and then a sliced hard-boiled egg and hot sauce. So this one definitely is for somebody who likes a little spicier.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people eat their hard-boiled eggs with hot sauce, so that's kind of where I started. And the sweet potato is actually baked with sriracha sauce as well.
Ooh, so it is a little bit spicy.
That one is a little heat. Yeah,
very nice.
This one is probably going to be our most popular one. This is called the PB Crunch.
PB Crunch.
It has you know, the ever so famous Hank's protein peanut butter.
I love Hank's.
Hank's
so for those who
favorite.
don't know Hank's or are a little bit unfamiliar, what is Hank's all about? Why is it so good?
All right, so Hank's is just great because it's a higher protein peanut butter.
Okay.
And he comes out with all different flavors. Recently, he just actually came out with his birthday cake flavor.
Oh
if you haven't had it, you should come by, grab yourself one, and try it.
Yes.
So Hank's protein peanut butter is on the base of this. It's, also it's great because it's a good fat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this one is higher in protein, so it kind of balances it out.
You're getting your good fats, your proteins. You have some
banana slices.
Banana, and it looks like some
almonds, cinnamon, and honey. Which cinnamon is also great for digestion, so it's a great way to start your day.
A little hint of sweet from the honey, and it's a natural sugar.
Yep.
Awesome. Now, I love sweet potato toast. How do you get them sliced so thin and nice and toasty?
Well, I have a special friend in the kitchen who cuts all of them for me.
Busy chopping all the sweet potatoes.
I did cut my finger.
It's tough because I've made these at home, and I'm like, I wish it was just easier, or I had some way of slicing them nice and thin.
A big man.
You get that big, thick pot, or you get them too thin, and then they don't toast right. So you have to get them just right. So instead of having to make those at home yourself, you can get them right from Wicked Fresh. And we've seen the different kinds of toast. We've seen avocado toast and things like that.
So that's the thing is we have another one that has avocado on it.
Yeah,
so it's a great alternative to ditch the bread. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, everybody does avocado toast. Let's do something a little different.
Sweet potato toast.
Sweet potato avocado toast.
I love it.
For breakfast, another alternative that we have here is some overnight oats. A classic, yeah. But we did it a little different. Okay. So this one's called Smooth Moves.
Smooth Moves.
This one has coffee protein in it, coffee, almond milk, flax seeds, and oats. Perfect. And you can add anything you wanted on top of this one too. So this one actually tastes like coffee, which is a little different from a lot of people.
That's awesome. So I'm sure you're getting a little bit of caffeine in there.
Yes.
In your overnight oats. And if you've never had them before, overnight oats are really great. They're giving good protein, good carbs, and great fuel to get you going in the morning.
I was going to say, I love them for a nice light snack before the gym. It's not too heavy, and it gives you those carbs for when you're going to work out, So it'll break down while you're working out, and it's a great way to start the day. And they are very filling. Like this little 8-ounce portion is.
Yeah, it's just a little bit that you need.
Yep.
Awesome.
We have our ever so famous acai bowls. This is the
God.
basic bowl. So this is a basic acai bowl. It's topped with strawberries, bananas, coconut, and granola. And if you wanted to add Hank's peanut butter, which I always recommend. Yep, a nice big scoop. And some almonds is good on that too. You could add honey. You could add a bunch of things to that as well.
Really get creative and add what you want on top.
You can.
So tell me about the base, the acai, because I absolutely adore any kind of acai bowls or smoothie bowls, anything with fruit, and you can, put the nuts and the granola on top. Tell me about the base, though, because it's, I hear all about it.
Acai is the super fruit of the world.
It is. It is. You hear such awesome things about it. So good for you. Lots of good vitamins and nutrients.
So that's the thing, is it's just loaded with antioxidants.
Awesome.
So, you do. And they help fight, so many things, so many diseases. Like, people say that this acai powder could help you prevent cancer, help you lower your cholesterol. But the biggest thing that you want to think of is, when you're not feeling well, or even if, it's cold or flu season, you're pumping your body with those antioxidants. You're going to be way less likely to get sick, and you're going to have more energy from all these fruits. The acai on a scale compared to blueberries, which are known for antioxidants, right? Everybody's like, oh, you need antioxidants, go eat some blueberries. On a scale, blueberries are on 4,000 points, as acai is at 15,000 points.
15? So it's so they're blowing the blueberries out of the water.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so this right here has all of your vitamins, nutrients, antioxidants,
and they
sugars.
taste good.
Yes,
they
and
taste
they
like
are
dessert.
delicious. I could eat one, and I'm like, I just don't want this to end. I'm scraping the bottom of the bowl.
Yeah, agreed.
I love it. I love it. So we also have some smoothies, some tea. Is this tea?
No, that is actually green juice. That's our green juice. It's a great way to start the new year. So if you guys are looking for some cleanse, this is a great cleanse.
So what do we put in this?
All right, you gotta give it a little shake. Give it a little shake. All right.
All right.
So that one has kale, cucumbers, celery, lemons, apples, and coconut water.
This is really
good. And celery pressed is so good for you. It helps you cleanse your liver, everything. So it's a great way to start the new year.
Yes.
And it's also really refreshing. That coconut water
I like.
It's very
coconut
light.
water comes through at the end, and it's very, very refreshing.
I've tried a lot of green juices.
Yeah.
I try everything, so that's kind of my thing. And I like this one because it's so light and it's not too green. It doesn't scare people away.
Right. Yeah,
you
I know,
know?
because green juices they can be a little bit intimidating, and they can be like, you're like, is it going to taste like, just like vegetables? And like, you know, this tastes like a refreshing, like a
coconut.
Yeah, exactly. It's so tasty.
I know.
And now, what do we have here? A nice smoothie action.
Yes, this is one of our new smoothies. It's our secret smoothie. So secret smoothie. Nobody really knows about it yet.
Okay.
So
Well, now
whenever people come on in and they're like, oh, I don't really feel that good. You got anything to make me feel better? I'm like, yes, I do.
Ooh. Okay, so how does this help us if we're not feeling so good, we're under the weather?
This one has blueberries, so antioxidants. Blueberries, strawberries, pineapples, and mangoes, so it's very tasty.
Yes.
But it also has pineapple juice, coconut water, kale, cucumbers, and spinach.
I see what you did there. You snuck all of the veggies and the good stuff right in there, and then it's covered up by all the good fruits.
And actually this one also has chia and flax seeds because I always like to add those to get more, get some more fiber, get some more protein. And that's why I love this shake, because I can add the fiber, the protein, and then I can still get my daily, like I already got my greens today.
You snuck them in.
Yeah, snuck them right in.
You don't even know that they're there.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, so now over here we have more of a lunch or dinner option.
Yes.
So talk to me about what we've got going on for meal prep and different kind of lunch dinner options that you have.
So we do have a full meal prep menu that's available online and on our app at the App Store. And you can go through and you can pick, I want spinach, chicken, and sweet potatoes. And you can pick,
you can customize it.
You can customize it. We just need like 24 hours notice, so you just put it in for the next day, and we can put a whole meal, like people were to pick up like 10 meals at a time. Some people pick 5 up on Monday, 5 up on Wednesday. Keep them nice and fresh.
Or you can just grab one for the day.
So this one would be just sitting in the fridge if you were to go into our store. It's called cauliflower shepherd's pie.
Ooh,
so instead of mashed potatoes, we use cauliflower.
That's awesome.
And instead of beef, we're making turkey. And honestly, people say it tastes just like Grandma's homemade shepherd's pie.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, so the cauliflower is much of a healthier option. You know, potatoes, they're all right.
They're okay, but that's just like empty starch, empty calories. At least this, you're also getting your vegetables in, and you really can't even tell. My mom keeps telling me I need to bring it home a bat. I'm like, I only make one bat at a time.
Like, I'm sorry, Mom. I have to give it to the customers.
I have to give it to the customers.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and so we have our grab and go. Again, nice and convenient for you. If you don't have time to cook and just want a meal for tonight, you can swing by, grab a to-go meal, or you can say, I'm really busy this week and I just won't have time to cook and grocery shop and prep all of that food. I'm just going to, order 5 for the week.
And that's the thing, is like, when it comes to eating healthy and being prepared, that's the biggest thing. When I first started eating healthy, I always kept almonds in my car. That's what I always tell people, like,
moments of weakness.
Moments of weakness, When you're like hungry and on the go, you're like, oh my God, what am I going to eat? Yeah. Just have be prepared, have stuff available, have healthy options available to you.
So when you know that you're coming home from work and you're starving and you have a couple of these stacked up in the fridge,
it's better to have these than, be like, oh, well, all I have is a box of pasta.
Yeah, I guess I'll have the whole box.
I only eat the whole box.
You can't do any less. And so we have different options. We've got proteins, chicken, salmon, ground turkey meatballs.
We have even like a pulled pork if you're just looking for a lighter, like healthy alternative to go with it. We do have a couple options for all different types of people that want to eat, and that's something that I think Wicked Fresh is great at, is taking people that don't eat healthy and showing them like slowly how you can eat a little healthier, but still enjoy the same things like buffalo pulled chicken. We also have that.
That sounds so good.
Yeah.
You think of game day, or you've got buffalo pulled chicken or like a dip or something.
Yeah.
And you still want to maintain your healthy diet and be able to enjoy your day as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is awesome. So what is the best way that we can order from you?
Like I said, we have an online ordering system.
Okay, so we can go right onto the website.
You can go right onto the website, or you could download our app at the App Store. So just type in Wicked Fresh and it'll come up, and that's a great way. I think that's like the most convenient.
Just open it right on your phone.
And it sets up a pickup time, and that gives us a heads up, so that way you can come right through the drive-through and be like, hey, I ordered online, and we can be like, here's your food.
Oh, perfect. So it doesn't get any more convenient like that than that.
No. But then you can also call us, or, come on in. Check us out. I love when people come in, because I can talk to them about what they're looking for and really pick the dish that they're heart is meant for, you know?
Yes, I know that last time I came in, I was like, I want one of your acai bowls, and you were like, I'm gonna make you one. I'm gonna build it for you, and it was amazing. It was so good. Yes. So do you have a favorite thing? If you had to only eat one thing on the menu, what would it be?
Personally. So I would say my new favorite things are the green juice. We fight over it.
Like, it's mine.
Me and my boss and all of our coworkers, we all fight over the green juice.
Yes.
And actually our new Chunky Monkey Oats. I didn't bring the Chunky Monkey Oats.
Okay.
But the Chunky Monkey Oats are probably my new favorite as well.
Good to know.
They also have chia seeds in it.
Okay.
So it's
and
like
the chia seeds, they expand, so they're, you know, like they give you a lot of, it makes you feel a little bit more full.
Yes. Yep. It's a good
really
protein. So when you're eating extra protein, you're going to feel more full and you're going to eat less.
It'll last longer.
It will last longer.
Get you to your next meal.
That empty bagel isn't going to last you all day.
No, it feels good in the moment, but then
it does taste so good.
It falls flat, you know.
It does,
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in and showing us all of these healthy options that we are, you know, that we have at Wicked Fresh, that we can get nice and easy, convenient, no excuses. You can be eating healthy and delicious.
Yep, and that's the goal. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Now, where can we find you on Instagram or on Facebook so we can follow you and see all the new menu items that you're coming up with?
I would definitely say our Instagram is always up to date with like what we're doing.
I'm
on top of the Instagram. But you can also follow us on Facebook.
Okay.
And our website, obviously.
Awesome. So make sure you stay up to date with all of the delicious and healthy options that Wicked Fresh has to offer.
Come see us on Hartford Ave.
Absolutely. But don't go anywhere because we have news editor Kate Nagel coming up at 4 o'clock. I appreciate you all tuning in, and I hope that you all had a great and happy New Year. So until next week, thanks so much.